I'm blessed to be able to welcome on the number 57 overall player in the class of 2021, the number 4 overall player in Arizona, the number 9 point guard and a 4-star. Nico Mannion called him the best point guard in the class of 2021, and he was a part of All Duo on the Desert team. He's one of the star players on Compass and was a key part of Dream Vision. He also has offers from the likes of Kansas, Oklahoma, Auburn, TCU, Virginia Tech, Minnesota, and many more. And that's Frankie Collins. What's going on today, bro?
What up, bro? How you doing?
Pretty good. So, let's jump right into this, man. Obviously been some shift over the Christmas break, getting new players in, but talk about the new addition, you and Ty Ty in the backcourt.
The new addition with me and Ty Ty, it's cool because we used to play with each other. So when I found out he was coming, it was just exciting because we already got like the chemistry and the vibe going on, so it's cool.
No doubt. Obviously there were some changes. Obviously, I started off with you and Josh. Talk about that. What was it like playing alongside Josh?
Playing with Josh, it was cool. It was actually cool, but like there just wasn't that connection. Honestly, there wasn't that connection. Like we didn't have a vibe as much as like we tried. It never clicked. So I wish him the best in the future and in the long run. Hope he's doing well. Still my guy at the end of the day.
No doubt. And that's something that's so key about basketball because obviously anyone can always have connections that go on for long terms, but just sometimes there's only so many guys can truly click. And obviously it's always be cool, but just doesn't everyone click.
Right.
And talk about the rest of the team. Obviously it's not just you and Ty. There's a lot of deep talent on that team, a lot of D1 talent. Talk about the lineup. Talk about obviously Max. We know Surrey. We know a lot of those guys. Talk about all those guys. Talk about the lineup.
Our lineup is crazy. Like our whole team is good. When we're all playing the right way, playing together, we can be like the top team in the country, top team in the grind session. So like we obviously you got me and Ty, but then you got Mac, long, athletic, crazy in transition, all around scorer. Play when he wants. When he's there, he's there. You got Jabari, blocking everything, rebounding everything, doing all the little things that we need him to do. You got Siri, so you got him running the post down and just keep to our bench. I think is Isaiah coming off the bench, bringing energy, helping out in the point guard spot, being a leader, playing defense, tough defense. One of our best defenders on the team plays his role, do what he needs to do. You got JoJo, our guy who comes in the game, cheering us on, always positive, good vibes. You got X, sharpshooter, long athletic. We got an all-around team. It's nice. And then we also just got Eduardo, too. Eduardo, long, beast. Can't shoot it well, but when he's down there, he do what he needs to do. He got Falou, little baby KD, my guy. Always going to work, doing this thing. And then obviously our coaches.
No doubt.
Our coaches are they're good coaches, man. For real. Great coaches.
No doubt. I think obviously when you look at obviously not everyone on the rosters right now currently 5 stars or high profile players. Obviously we know a lot of people know you. People are starting to learn Max. Obviously people know Ty Ty. But a lot of guys are guys like Jabari, like Sir. Pretty much the rest of the roster that are guys that are either unranked or just in the very bottom of the rankings that are making impacts and starting to grow, which is a huge thing to see as well.
Yeah, because these guys, they came into the season nobody knew who they are, but as games go on, people really realize how much they mean to our team. Like Jabari, man. Jabari does all the little things, all the things we wouldn't think anybody else would do.
No doubt. Obviously people know you guys have the talent to compete. Obviously I think overall people still look at Prolific. I don't know what their exact ranking is right now, but I think a lot of people look at them as the lead dog, obviously having established guys that are in the senior class right now. With you guys, when you guys play like you guys can, you guys have the edge with you guys can have. It will be interesting to see obviously how you guys play from here on out.
Yeah. I think when we match up against Prolific, I think it'll be a really good game. I think we got the toughness and the heart to go out there and play hard and do what we need to do to get the win.
No doubt. And so I know a lot of people, obviously on this side of the coast, are starting to see a lot of teams. We saw obviously in the Duel in the Desert, the first grind session, teams like you guys, Dream City, obviously Prolific. But talk about some of the teams on the East Coast that's battling out there with the grind session. Who's some of those teams that you really look forward to playing against?
You got West Oaks. I heard they just beat Prolific. Now I watched a little bit of the game. They're really good. And then obviously you got Word of God. They're good. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. So obviously this is your very first year at Compass, but talk about really what the move was like coming out from Vegas, coming from Clark High. Talk about what it was coming in, your decision to come to Compass.
It was more of like learn how to another side of the ball where I have who are good and who can score and who are talented and for me who can do while they're there doing what they can do just shows that I can play with elite guys. And also just like playing against like top talent around the country and playing national schedule and the grind session has been really good. It's a tough league. It's real good though.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. And obviously there's other guys that came with you, obviously Max from out there too, but talk about like
Yeah.
just the ideas of some guys. Obviously we see Nevada's having a lot of top players. We see guys like Julian, Will, obviously Isaiah Cortell has obviously moved out now to go to West Virginia and prepare at Huntington Prep, but talk about a lot of the guys that are kind of from the area that have really grown up to now show that there really is a legit talent out there.
My homie Milo Suzanne. He goes to Desert Pines. He's a real good guard. Plays both sides of the ball. Get his players involved. Get a bucket. He do what he needs to do. My boy Zayon at Bishop Gorman. He's really good. He's true point guard, sneaky bounce, shoot the three well, get his teammates involved, do a lot of the little things. We got Jaden Hardy, obviously. Isaiah Control, he left, but he was from there. You got Will. Then you got Hop Hop. He was also from there. So there's a lot of people. My boy Keyshawn Gilbert, who goes to Durango High School. He's really good. Shifty point guard. You got Las Vegas is really like coming up on the basketball, like talent wise, and I think people are starting to notice.
Without a doubt. And obviously, a lot of the guys you just talked about were some of your teammates that you either were in the same organization with Dream Vision, either with them or you played with some of the guys like Will. But talk about what that past season was like. Obviously, 16U team because we're playing up at 17U. So talk about what that team was like playing up and playing alongside those guys.
I think with that team, our main thing was toughness. Like we came out there with a chip on our shoulder, knowing we're a 16U team playing 17. Nobody wants us to win. So like we came at everybody neck, no matter who.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. And obviously, a little while ago, we had some of the Dream Vision coaches on, and they talked about that. I mean, when they brought some of the times you guys went up against guys like McCurr, Kyree, Isaiah, Coleman, a lot of those guys on that team, it really wasn't just a slaughter by them. I mean, you guys were able to hang with them. I mean, obviously they're older than you guys, but you guys brought the fight. You guys really went to war against them.
They'll never admit it, but there was a couple times we won. They'll never admit it. There was a couple times we won. It was just good vibes over there, though. I liked it a lot.
That's awesome. Talk about some of those guys. I mean, you obviously are a person that has a lot of connection with a lot of guys. I mean, you're a guy that really gets along with a lot of people. So talk about some of the guys on the Dream Vision team, guys like Kyree, like those guys that you create a great bond with.
Yeah, Kyree, my boy Dom, he's the coolest dude in the world, man.
Mm-hmm.
Gets it done on the court and off the court. His personality is great. You got Will, obviously, that's my boy since we were little. You got Coleman, I knew him since we were little. Good dude, man. You got Kyree, that's my guy. You got McCord. And even when we added a couple players like Benjamin Todd, I remember him since we were little. So, like, he was cool. Beyond, Alex Wade, Obina, Thomas, all of us, like, even though we were all on different teams, we all still had a bond. Like, we would hang out in the hotel rooms, chill before games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And we're going to talk a little about this because obviously there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with Kyree, whatever's happening there. But I think one thing that we know is evident. People that truly know basketball know that he can obviously play in whatever ESPN people want to rank them. He can be ranked, but I think at the end of the day we know he's still a great player. But talk about you knowing him and knowing how hard he's working and knowing just where do you see him still panning out from here on out.
I see, like, with Kyree, like, since we were little, man, I knew Kyree. So, like, seeing all the hate he gets for no reason, he proves everyone's wrong. They say he can't do this, he does it. They say he can't do that, he do that too. So, like, he's a hard-working dude, man. And off the court, his personality is great.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all the hate and torture people try and give him, he fight through it all. He still overcomes everything and rises to the top. So, like, they can say what they want about Kyree, but Kyree is a dog, and he gonna do what he needs to do to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more. And another guy I know you're pretty close with is out in some of the California guys. Guy like Jalen Green, guy like Devin Askew. Talk about your guys' relationship and how you guys have kind of grown.
Me and Devin started basketball together. So like, me and Devin, we started since kindergarten. So like since man, I like me and Devin relationship, I can't even explain. That's just how crazy it is. That's the same with like Jalen Green. Like even though like he's in the Bay and I'm in Vegas, like all of us, we still communicate. We still talk to each other. We all got good vibes, man. Those are just my brothers.
No doubt. That's something that's so special about, I think, the basketball community, especially. Like, you can be wherever really you want to be. I mean, even when you guys go to college, you guys, or pros even, I mean, it might be across the country, but relationships can still stay the same, being able to catch up with each other.
You know how like some people are cool, but like you don't really know their parents type thing. Like we all know each other's parents. We all hang out at each other's house. We chill. We just vibe together. Like I flew all the way to LA having practice the next day for Devin's commitment day. Like that's how close we all are.
That's awesome. And just talking about that, too, I mean, obviously, Jalen's decision is a little bit away. He's pushing it back, but let's talk about Devin. I mean, seeing him go through the recruiting process that you're in the middle of, but seeing him go through it, live out his dream, and obviously go and commit to Kentucky. Talk about what it was like seeing him live out that dream.
I think it's the same for like all my dudes, man. Cause like at the end of the day, I just want to see all my brothers eat. I'm proud of them. Like the route we all took different routes to get where we are now. So the way we all took a different route and we all just like came up together to the top, it's crazy. I'm happy for all of them, all my brothers.
hmm Without a doubt. So let's talk a little about your recruitment process. Obviously, now heading into your junior season, playing in the middle of it, you obviously have some offers. You took a visit, obviously, to Minnesota before the season. But talk about what that visit was like, first of all.
That visit was great, and it was more than just basketball, about leadership and academics, growing up to be a better man.
No doubt. I think something for players, especially like you. I mean, we know you right now. You have countless offers. Obviously, we listed some of them in the beginning, but you're going to have even more offers that continue to come in. Where ultimately you will probably be able to decide wherever you want to go in the country. But for you, obviously, you know, like just you want to find the best fit. So talk about some of the characteristics that you're really looking for in a college that will really end up being your ultimate decision.
I'm just looking for a school that's trustworthy. Let me get my teammates involved. I like to, play downhill, attack, get open shots, and also help me grow and be more of a better leader. So yeah, that's it.
No doubt. So when you look at the colleges, when it eventually comes through after the season, what are some of the colleges you're possibly looking at, possibly going to visits to?
Oklahoma. I've been talking about to TCU for a visit. Virginia Tech, we've communicated for a visit. Auburn, we've talked about going down there and getting on a visit. Kansas, talked about going on a visit there. New Mexico as well. So that's pretty much it.
No doubt. So, I mean, let's talk about some of those schools. I mean, obviously, talk about wanting to have a fit and all, but one thing that's prominent in a lot of schools you just talk about is the point guard spot. I mean, obviously, we see Auburn, what they're doing right now, still undefeated. And then they got Sharif Cooper coming in next year, which will ultimately be a one-and-done player. I mean, he's a really legit player. Kansas, we know, is one of the best really point guard producing schools out there, having guys like Frank Mason, Devontae Graham, and now Devon Dotson. And then obviously Oklahoma, we see what stuff like they do. But talk about what that is like, seeing past players, and what really is the importance of seeing past players do what you want to do.
So like they don't all like freelance, but they're all out there being able to showcase their talents, and they're all like true point guards. So they play downhill, they hit the open shot, so it's kind of like the same.
No doubt. And again, for you, I mean, obviously your ultimate goal is the NBA, rather that be one and done or after 4 years, whatever it is. But a lot of people obviously say that due to your height, due to different stuff like that, that maybe even why you're not ranked as high. But talk about what's your really dispute about that. How do you prove those people wrong?
At the end of the day, none of it really matters as long as I keep working, getting better, staying in the gym, taking care of my body, eating healthy. That's really my motivation to just keep pushing. My parents have put a lot into this for me, made a lot of sacrifices for me. So at the end of the day, I just gotta do what I gotta do.
hmm Without a doubt. And that's something I know you and I have talked about before, too. I mean, we both know that when it comes down to it, you've played against almost all the top players now in your classes above and below. And ultimately, there's never been a time you get outperformed. And that's something that you just know, having that dog mentality, going at someone is a huge thing. And we see so many of those guys, point guards that maybe are undersized, they still produce at an extreme level at whatever school it really is, and they obviously can go to the pros as well.
Yeah. Like, everyone that is ranked or has clout, whatever you call it, like, everyone has a target on their back. So, like, even for the people who are ranked, when they see someone above them, they have a target on their back as well. So everyone's coming at everyone's neck. So it's just like me not. I get my opportunity. I mean, I'm gonna do what I gotta do and perform.
Absolutely. And so talking about that, I mean, obviously there's a balance still between having relationships. To obviously, you always want to compete and be the best player in your class, but obviously still having the relationships with 2021 guys. Talk about some of those guys and really, who are some of your closest friends in the 2021 class?
I would say just like I don't really know much on the East Coast and stuff. I know like just like Zayon, Will. I don't really know many people though in the 2021 class.
Gotcha. And will there be any impact possibly when it comes to decision about possibly want to team up with someone rather in your class or someone that's already out of college?
I think that decision will come down more like after this high school season during the AAU season. Because like that's that's when all the camps and stuff start happening. So like people start coming together, talking about it. I haven't really talked about it with anyone, but I'm pretty sure the conversation will come up.
Without a doubt. And so that leads us kind of more on the end now, talking about some of those camps coming up. Obviously, heading down to your senior year, obviously you're probably expecting to be able to get that Elite 100 NBA camp, getting some of the Hangos camps, obviously, once again. Talk about going to those camps and really what you're going to go to try and prove in those camps.
Just going out there, having fun, first off. Playing against the best talent, do what I got to do. Doing what I got to do, playing hard, getting everybody involved. My game doesn't change just because I'm at a camp, so I think it'll all just be the same.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, I was like wrapping up with a couple of different questions. The first one being, who in your life would you say has been your biggest role model?
Probably my dad, because he been through a lot, and everything he did, he got it out the mud. So that's kind of like my thing, like got it out the mud, because I have to work for everything I've got. Nothing was given to me.
No doubt. I think God always puts those people in our lives that kind of help guide us and keep us down the right path so that we can eventually get to that goal. And our role models will also are kind of our friends and help guide us down that path.
Yeah.
And my final question I was like wrapping up with is, how would you say God has helped get you to the point you're at today?
Without God, none of this is even possible. So like he's writing the script and he gave me a path, and no matter what, I'm going to keep following it.
No doubt. I mean, obviously just having him there, we always know we can rely on and always be there for us is an awesome thing as well.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you taking time to come on today, my guy. Obviously, best luck throughout the rest of the season. I'm excited to see what you get done.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem, bro. God bless.